Welcome to your daily dose of Dom. I'm your host, Dom, and we here like to help y'all initiate conversations, gain perspective, and feel more knowledgeable about topics, right? Today is a heavy one. It's a pretty intense one, but I think this is a valid conversation. And I also don't think this is a conversation that we have a lot in the African American community, but we need to, okay? Because my trauma is your trauma and your trauma is my trauma.
You with all, you burnt your bridge to the other side. You know you can't swim across. Y'all know niggas can't swim. They fried Mike after he died. Y'all know niggas can't win. You never land on your...
Do you know how to swim as a black person? Do you know a lot of people who know how to swim, or do you know a lot of people who don't know how to swim as black? Like, what is the ratio of swimmers to non-swimmers in the black community for you in particular, okay? So this is season 1. It's just, I just get emotional because it's such an honor to be with you every Monday, but I can't be here every Monday, okay? I ain't that kind of girl, okay? We don't get down like that over here. But I will be here for 15 Mondays, okay? So season 1 is 15 episodes. Take a deep breath, y'all. Let's just move side out. Let's get into it. I'm gonna be frank with y'all. I think African Americans have a lot of trauma around water. And I think it starts with us being kidnapped the way we were. And allegedly, because I wasn't there. Was you there? Because I wasn't there. Do you know somebody that was there? Allegedly, they would have the enslaved people. You gotta be careful with that word. We're not using slave no more, okay? It's enslaved. We gotta make sure that we put that ownership on the people who enslaved them and not the people who were enslaved. They had the enslaved people on the ship in chains, right? And if you were disruptive, disrespectful, wrong in any kind of way, they would push them off the ship chained together in the ocean, okay? They would make examples of them by doing things like that. You have that being our initial becoming of African Americans. I guess you could say we were becoming African Americans. You could have that's where we start, right, on the water like that. Even to the 1950s, 60s, and 70s of people pouring acid in the pool with black kids in it. Now, so I was watching this documentary, this Sam Cooke documentary. It's called Remastered, The Two Killings of Sam Cooke. Very good. On Netflix, hands down, go watch it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna watch it again because I haven't watched it in about a year. Fresh brain. But in the documentary, we see, which I think is just such a good example, we see Sam Cooke coming to all of this money, right? Boiling, coming to all this money. And what Sam Cooke did was he went from a community pool, on the block in Chicago, to a pool steps away from his door at his home, right? Money. And he had 2 daughters and a son. Well, his son, who we may not know, I'm going to tell you why, his son actually passed away because he drowned in their backyard pool. And in the documentary, they make it a moment to say, like, it really, obviously that was his son. It really broke him down and it broke his family down. He was never the same, so on and so forth, which I completely understand. But for me, I was like, yo, not only is he never the same because of that, I wonder how that affected his family and that pool going forward. Like, did they ever get in it? Because I wouldn't want to get in that pool. Did the girls ever want to go swimming again? Because I wouldn't. I would have trauma around it. I wouldn't want to be nowhere near water, right? And then you got to think, as their mother, would you want them to go to a community pool? Would you want them to go out with their friends to the pool? Because this is the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They're pouring acid into pools. They're draining pools when a black actress wants to dip her feet. Just refresh her feet, just a little swoop. They're draining the pool because of that. All the water out. Clean it, let's do it again. All right? And all of these crimes, all of these hate crimes are going unpunished. So what message does that tell the black community? We have community pools in our neighborhood we can't legally go swimming in, right? And then the ones we are allowed to go swimming in, they're on the other side of town. You want all of us to go fit in that one small pool, and even if we break that rule by any means, going to a hotel pool, going to one of your public pools that's in our neighborhoods, acid, draining, the works. So do you really want to encourage swimming for your young black child around that time period? Absolutely not. And so the more I pondered on Sam Cooke and the loss of his son due to the pool, I was like, on a bigger scale, I can't imagine the trauma that we as African Americans share around water. I know a lot of black people who, when water gets past their waist, they freak out. And it's like, it's here, like chill, you know? Or don't let it be the water get to their chest. They're getting out the pool. I know a lot of black people who go to parties, black pool parties, and maybe one person gets in and they get nigga, they pushed, okay? So it's like, we found ways, we've built this relationship with water, right? Where you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. And it's just so peculiar how I don't think this conversation has been had before because it's so valuable. We have trauma with water. We share trauma with water. And it's just so peculiar. So what can we do about it? Moving forward, we need to be more encouraging and intentional with people who we know and we can visibly see are having a trigger with water, right? So if you see someone becoming overwhelmed, don't splash them. Talk to them calmly, help them out. Let them get back on their own time. If you see a child adapting those traits, talk to them. Get them in a swimming class, you know? There's a lot of things that we can do, but leading with intention is primary above none, right? You feel better? I feel better. I feel lighter. I love water. And this is one of the things that triggered this conversation for me because I'm an anomaly. Granted, I can't swim, so this is a conversation for me as well, but when you look at it, girl, we got some trauma. But that's why you got me, okay? We're gonna work on this together. We're gonna be intentional about everything that we do. So I wanna leave you there. I have one more question, but I'm gonna leave that conversation there. So the next question is, do you know many people who get tense around water? And what do you plan to do to help them work on that? Thank you. See you next Monday.